I feel like I'd be remiss to downplay exactly how astounding that experience was at Rogers Mansion. Because that kind of stuff happens on TV shows where they fake it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing that truly happened to us. So like I said, I can't not say that that's my most significant, but I've also had other experiences. We do Gettysburg and Lake George Battlefield, and I've had experiences there where I've been physically touched by spirits, and those were pretty moving for me, because both times someone else saw something that was actually touching me at the same time.
What?
So I was validated at the same time.
So who was this like?
Yeah, we might need to hear more about that.
A medium who saw it, or
no? It was ironically enough, it was so the one at Lake George specifically. There's the Lake George Battlegrounds is almost like a state park now, and there's this one area that just has almost like a pavilion, like a covered pavilion that has picnic tables like any other state park would have. Nothing historically significant to it at all, but for some reason, every time we go in that little pavilion and sit down, we get evidence. This happened to be the first time I was ever at Lake George, and I sat in the corner on one of the benches with my back to the corner, and the other investigator, Tom, that I was talking about, that was in the basement with me when the light bulb broke, he was sitting at the table across from me, and facing me, I was facing him, and another investigator, Dimitri, took a flash photo on the opposite side of the pavilion, and through the flash, Tom saw a 3D figure, so not like a shadow projected on the wall behind me, but a figure that was much closer right behind me. And, he said, what? Like, he got the word "what" out, and before he could finish his sentence, I felt something grab my shoulder at the same time, which
did you scream?
That was when I was still pretty new at the time. So I got up and kind of just like took a few steps and looked back, like, what the heck was that?
You didn't scream?
I didn't scream, no.
Okay.
No, I'm not acting macho. I absolutely could have screamed, but I think it was a little more shocked than scared.
Okay.
Because
fair enough.
I truly didn't feel, or I didn't expect anything to be behind me, because it's just a corner. There's no way to get in behind me. It was crazy. That was another situation where we really tried to debunk it as, okay, the flash might have projected my shadow onto the wall behind me, and that might be what he saw. But we did it probably for about an hour trying to debunk it, and we just couldn't do it.
And that still wouldn't explain something coming over and touching you on the shoulder.
Exactly. But, that's one thing that we try not to hold too much weight in, is personal experiences. That's great if you have a personal experiences, but we're on the lookout for hard evidence.
Yeah, you guys are being scientists.
Exactly. That's where we come at everything with a scientific approach first.
Very cool.
Do you have time for one more question, Will?
Yeah, sure.
So your dream investigation, wherever you could go, you want to go and investigate somewhere. Where is it?
Well, when I first started investigating, it was Gettysburg.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, now that I've done that, and I've done a little more thinking about where I'd like to go, it would probably be Iwo Jima in Japan.
Really?
Because, oh yeah, I did when I was in the Marine Corps, I did a reunion of honor ceremony on Iwo Jima, so I was there for 3 days.
Okay.
That's, long story short, that's basically just a ceremony where both sides, whatever veterans are still alive, they come there and do a ceremony, and it's very nice. But I was there for 3 days setting up and tearing down for that ceremony. And that is really where my interest in the paranormal took off. Just being on that island, that's tiny little island in the middle of the ocean at night, just gives you a completely crazy feeling. Like you just feel like there's chaos going on around you at all times, but it's just this tiny little island in the middle of the ocean, and it's calm, it's quiet, but you just feel chaos everywhere.
Wow.
Really?
It was the first time that I truly felt like, all right, what is going on here? And that really made me interested in the paranormal.
Do they call that residual energy?
Yeah, more than likely, yes. More than likely, it's just the events of the invasion of Iwo Jima that are just replaying. You know, that kind of energy can stain the sand and the beach and the mountain that, you know, millions of Marines fought over, and Japanese too. So it's just, that's just a life-changing event that is likely recorded in the earth for a long time.
Wow, that is incredible. I feel that was like such a great answer now. Okay, well, thank you so much. This was great. And do you have anything you want to plug or get in last minute?
Sure. So I mean, we have a Facebook page, Long Island Paranormal Investigators. Find us on Facebook, and we have a YouTube page as well. That we're actually within the next few months we're going to be starting a YouTube show. So do about anywhere between 15 minutes to a half hour episodes every week or every month. I'm not sure what our timeline is, but as of right now, we're doing one every day. So if you search Long Island Paranormal Investigators on YouTube, find our page, and we post videos every day.
I'm going to subscribe to that right now. That's awesome.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, William. This was amazing, and I'm so happy we were able to connect.
This was fabulous. I'm so glad that just like Amelia, that we managed to make this happen, even with traffic jams and technical difficulties and all of that stuff. But you have been so informative and entertaining, and just really good telephone company.
Yes,
it's my pleasure, and I love you guys' podcast, and you guys are doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. We're having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, you can tell.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, and have a great night.
You too, guys.
Okay, bye.
So, Beth, what did you think of that interview? I thought it was so awesome.
Oh, that was so entertaining and so informative, and he had so much to say.
Yes.
And I feel like we could definitely have Will on again and talk to him probably for an hour or two.
Yes, I would say definitely when he starts his branch, I want to have him back.
Yes.
How that's going.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
And depending on where his new branch is, maybe we can even go and travel there and do an investigation.
Maybe.
He seems like somebody who would be knowledgeable, and the fact that he didn't scream when the thing touched him, I think that's important. I would have screamed. Probably run out of there crying. Yeah, I know. I would have made a terrible soldier. So we have some feedback that we wanted to really talk about, and we got definitely a question, and Amelia's been plagued by technology troubles lately.
Yes, Amelia doesn't know how to use a computer.
Amelia knows perfectly well how to use a computer. She's just having some trouble.
So the issue is that I am addicted to Instagram, and Instagram only allows you to have 5 accounts. And I manage, so I have 2 businesses, a personal account, an account I was doing for an event, and then a foodie whatever account. So the event ended, so I went to delete that one and load up our ghost hunting one, and it won't let me. I'm stuck in for the event I did. So I haven't been able to switch over at all. And so if you're on the Instagram, you're talking to Beth. And she's
lucky you.
And she sends me over everything, but it's always Beth. But we got a message here from Seacoast Mama, and she had to say, Amelia, with you saying that when you're feeling sick, when something is going on during an investigation, you should really look into grounding protection. I'm getting the vibe that you're an empath, or maybe even more than that. I am an empath medium, whatever you want to label it. But as I would also get the same feeling, and ground protection helped me. You both had another great show. Love that you guys are so laid back about it. Ghost emoji, heart emoji.
Yay! Thank you, Seacoast Mama.
So first of all, Seacoast Mama, thank you so much for saying we did a great show, because we love doing it and we love positive feedback. Okay, so when you are talking about me needing to ground myself, yes, I do.
You have no idea how much she needs to ground herself.
I have no idea how in freaking outer space I am 100% of the time. And it is brought up to me by pretty much everyone I know in the metaphysical half of the paranormal community. So I am a Reiki master. I'm not practicing right now, which is something we've talked about on the show before. But so I do, when I go into a place, I do, first of all, I pray because I was raised Baptist, so we pray. And then I also do some different type of light work to help protect myself a little. Things I don't do, but I should do is I haven't been bringing my crystals with me.
I have one in my pocket right now.
You do. And I have some, I usually keep some in my purse. If I have a jacket on, they're in my jacket. Anyone who's been by my store knows we have like a bazillion hidden in all of our corners and things like that. Same in my apartment. But I think that is really what I need to do. I need to bring like some obsidian, some jet with me, stuff like that. Beth is pointing out her new bracelet that she just got down at Open Doors in Braintree. Plug Open Doors in Braintree Metaphysical Bookstore because they're a great place.
And yoga studio.
And and if you're ever interested in Reiki or learning more about it, their Braintree location does do free Reiki sessions on Tuesday nights. It's donation based. The donations go to help homeless people in the area, which is really, really awesome and very, very cool. You want to call in Mondays around 10. So if anyone's interested, that's what you should do. So yes, and I definitely am an empath. That is without question, which is why I'm so kooky around different people, or like negative around negative people, or weird when I go into a haunted space. As for being a medium, that is something that I don't want to do and I don't want to be. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Fair enough. We can all choose what we want to be and what we don't want to be.
We sure can.
Right.
And when that stuff starts coming in, I'm like, nope, don't want to do it.
Shutting that down.
Blocking it.
Absolutely.
No, thank you.
I also wanted to point out that I was checking out our iTunes reviews.
We got some more reviews. That's more than I even saw earlier today.
Yeah, we have 9 ratings from 9 different people.
Oh my gosh. God bless you guys. Thank you.
Right, which is so great. There are a couple on here. We have one that just came through yesterday. Steve from Arlington says, "These ladies have turned me onto podcasts. They have a great rapport. The episodes are short and entertaining. Can't wait to hear more." Thank you, Steve from Arlington.
Thank you. I have no idea who that is. That's amazing. Wow, thanks so much, Steve.
So then we have another one from Mondo Bizarro, and the title is The Unbelievers Podcast Sent Me.
And thank you so much to the Unbelievers Podcast, and Russ and Drea and Rob and everyone over there who's been so amazing at plugging us. So thank you, and it got us a 5-star review, so thank you.
Yes, thank you. So Mondo Bizarro says, "By far my favorite new ghost hunting program. Real people taking a realistic approach to ghost hunting in one of the most haunted areas in America. Great stuff. Can't wait to hear more." Well, Mondo Bizarro, thanks. We hope to provide more.
Yeah, thank you so much. When I saw that one the other day, I was so happy. Like, oh man, it just feels so nice. So as always, if you think we deserve a 5-star review, please go on iTunes and give us that 5-star. And if you don't think we deserve 5 stars, please message us privately and tell us what we can do to make your experience even better.
Yes. Don't leave a 1-star review. That's just rude.
So rude. Okay.
Other big news that we have going on.
We have so much.
We were interviewed. So we did the interview with Will today, but we were actually interviewed this week.
We were interviewed. And again, we hooked up with them through the Unbelievers too. So very cool.
We should probably send them like an edible arrangement or something.
I'll look into that because we should do that.
We should.
Absolutely do that. So we were interviewed this week by Brendan Shea for his podcast, Serial Spirits, which is a awesome podcast. They do some paranormal stuff. They do some true crime stuff. They have really cool music that plays during their podcast too.
They do.
Yeah, it's him and his girlfriend, and they're cool, and they have great accents, and I love listening to them talk. I really do. I've been really getting into their podcast, and it was such a delight for Beth and I to go on there. That episode should be airing over the next few weeks. And
I think he said 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah. And they're getting ready to launch on a big paranormal network. So way to go, Brendan Shea. That's amazing. Yay! Congratulations.
And thanks for having us on.
Yes. And thank you for letting us do our first interview. It was very cool. It was a lot of fun. We were very nervous. We were a little awkward.
And if it seems like I'm not talking in that interview, it's because he edited me out. It's not because I didn't say anything.